Listen, everybody, I am so honored by your presence here today. Truly, I am. I am humbled by the tremendous privilege of taking the oath of office for the second time as mayor of the city of Birmingham, a city where I was born, in which I have spent pretty much my entire professional career. Thanks to many of you in attendance, I am fortunate to be employed by the city of Birmingham for 4 more years. And honestly, everybody, I want to tell you I love that. I love it because I love Birmingham, and I'm dedicated. I am dedicated to making it the great city. Not I, but we know it can and should be. A community of opportunity, a community whose greatest strength is its diversity. A community where the commitment to equality and inclusion that is embedded in our civic DNA flourishes into transformative changes that make Birmingham a leader in defining what a successful American city will look like in the second quarter of the 21st century. Now in Birmingham, we are reminded every day of our history. We know our history. The world knows our history, and we honor that history. And we can and must continue to learn from our history and to do what we can to ensure that the world continues to learn from it. But everybody, as we gather here today, let's agree on one thing. Our history is not who we are. And we should take this time to pause and agree that Birmingham is about the future. What does that mean? I think it's important that we get busy doing the things that must be done to secure Birmingham's future. A future of greater opportunity, a future of greater prosperity, and greater access to the ingredients of a good life for everyone who calls Birmingham home. Now, we know what that future looks like because we have spent the last 4 years laying the foundation for it. Many of you all have heard the story of the mother or the grandmother who stands on her porch and she looks out to her left and her right and in front of her, and she sees all these things that hurt her quality of life. And the groundwork we've laid to not only remove blight and pave streets and make our parks more playable and our streets more drivable and our sidewalks more walkable, and taking guns off the street and created a healthy food fund. But it's important that we will spend every day over the next 4 years building on that same foundation, dedicated to the mission of making Birmingham work for all of our citizens. The continuation, everyone, of putting people first, of reimagining public safety, of police reform, of investing in our infrastructure, and continuing to make down payments on our youngest generation future and making education work for our children. Now, contemplating on these next 4 years, I think back on what brought me to this point. I think back on why I ran for mayor in the first place, the things I wanted, the things we needed to accomplish, the challenges I wanted to meet, and the challenges we needed to conquer together. Standing before you today, I can tell you that my basic objective has not changed. That objective is giving the people of Birmingham a government that is good as they are. A city government that not only meets the needs, but also helps provide opportunities for the citizens of Birmingham to live their best possible lives, to make our city the best it can be. So as we go about that, I look forward to working with our new Birmingham City Council You heard me name their names a minute ago. But we share the same vision, and we have the same priorities of improving the quality of life of all the citizens of this great city. The City Council is crucial to the work of making Birmingham a great city. But like the mayor's office, President Alexander and her team are only one component of the team effort that is required. We have a very elaborate system of neighborhood associations, and we'll need all our neighborhood officers, our presidents and vice presidents and secretaries and all of our citizens within each neighborhood to step up. We have a very effective nonprofit philanthropic foundation community that it will take to continue to pour into our city, as well as our business community and small businesses to support our growth. But the truth is there is one more component. There is one more ingredient that is essential, that is very essential to all of our hopes, essential to all of our aspirations for Birmingham. And that ingredient is you. That is spelled Y-O-U, you. Because you heard Ms. Karima Moore say it. Birmingham cannot succeed without you. The question is, what does that mean as well? It means that as citizens, you have the right to certain expectations from your city government, but you also have certain obligations. You see, you have obligations to yourself, and you have obligations to your family. You have obligations to your neighbors and your friends. You have obligations to the city you call home. As citizens, all of us, not I, but we, our us, all of us have the same obligations to Birmingham. Each of us has the obligation to take pride in our city, to assume co-responsibility. That's co-responsibility for contributing to its maintenance as well as its upkeep. Each of us is obligated to be a good neighbor that is an active participant in keeping Birmingham clean and keeping our community healthy, as well as in keeping our community safe. Each of us, not I, but we, us, our, we, each of us is obligated to contribute in any way we can, in any way possible, to make sure Birmingham's diverse web of talent, as well as skill and belief and aspiration, comes to fruition. If our efforts to meet these obligations are inadequate, or if we choose to ignore them, Birmingham, we are falling short of our duty as citizens, and that is unacceptable. We will be falling short of our objective of making Birmingham the greatest city it can possibly be. You know, 4 years ago, there was a gentleman that stood on this stage that spoke to a symphony. And I want to remind us of that symphony. Think of us as a symphony. Think of the beautiful sound that results when a collection of instruments join in common purpose, when all are playing from the same page with the same objective. That is how we make Birmingham great, by working together and the understanding that in the end, everybody, our greatest will be determined as well as measured by the extent to which we, you keep hearing the word we, but as we continue to work together, creating neighborhoods that thrive for all, strengthening our communities. That's the way we make lives better in this community. Trust me when I say this, everybody. We can achieve greatness together, but only together. Thank you, Birmingham. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.